This is WICR.
Hello, Iona College. You know what time it is. It is Lights Out Sports on this afternoon. It is now 12:02 p.m. Join with me in studio today, Terrence Taylor. Terrence, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Got a lot to talk about today, definitely.
Most definitely, with awards starting to be handed down in the NBA. Let's kick it off first. I know NBA playoffs have started, but for today, Mike Budenholzer of the Atlanta Hawks winning Head Coach of the Year, second season with Atlanta. Pretty much well-deserved. Went 60-22 with this team. It's not a superstar kind of team. It's decent players put together that just work out well in his system. Really finishing number one in the Eastern Conference. I mean, probably wouldn't have finished number one if the Cavaliers had gotten off to a hot start from the start of the season. But great effort from him, especially after last year he loses Al Horford. This year has him back and kind of has this team rolling.
Yeah, definitely got to agree. He led Atlanta to a 16-22 record in his second season, which is 3 games better than the previous team high 57-25 in 1986, though. But I mean, it's debatable if he should have won because Steve Kerr leading the Golden State Warriors to they lead the West in what wins, right?
Yeah, wins 65 wins, 17
losses. So it's very debatable though.
Oh, 67 wins. Correct me on that one. 67 wins.
Yeah, so it's very debatable though. But it is a well-deserved award for him after last season. Like they had a 38-44 record, so that's 22-win improvement, which is great. So yeah, I think it actually is well-deserved though.
But I mean, do you think it came down to? I mean, don't get me wrong. Kerr had an amazing year with this Warriors team.
Exactly.
But do you think it came down to where Budenholzer actually didn't have it? Like, like Steve Kerr had already.
Yeah, like Steve Kerr has. He has Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, and you see improvement there. And for Atlanta, it completely just shocked everybody because you never thought Atlanta would have had, would have been the first division. So.
And plus with Mark Jackson, going back to the Warriors, Mark Jackson already had this team set up. So it was eventually they were going to be like that. Mark Jackson never did anything wrong with this team. Always had them at 50 wins. Yeah. So this team was already set to win from the start.
Yeah, Atlanta came by surprise, actually, because you never really thought Atlanta would have been this team that's top of the East. You would have thought like Cleveland or Chicago would have been top of the East this year. But Atlanta comes in and just shocks everybody. Everybody seeing Atlanta doing so great, and they're thinking, "Hey, it's only the middle of the season; they're gonna fall eventually." But no, they're at the top of their game right now. They're doing great. People actually think they're a championship contending team, and I agree they are a championship contending team because you got people stepping up. They have 4 All-Stars this year: Jeff T, Al Horford,
Kyle
Korver, and Paul Millsap. But they've been doing phenomenal. And you have DeMarre Carroll role players, so they're actually doing great.
But I mean, we look at their first playoff series right now with Brooklyn. Game 1, I really wasn't that impressed.
Yeah, I wasn't that impressed. I agree.
I don't know if they're going to be a team. No doubt about it, they're going to beat Brooklyn. But going on later on, who else can they really go up against other teams? Will they be able to beat Washington? Will they be able to beat that Toronto team? Those are the questions. Because if you're struggling with Brooklyn's a team that's so off balance.
Yeah, and
they got hot because Brook Lopez heated up at the end of the year. That's the reason why Brooklyn made the playoffs.
The fact that Atlanta was actually up by how much were they up by?
They were up by at least 10.
They was up by at least 10, right? And they had that lead. The fact that they blew that lead, and you question it's the first seed and the 8th seed. We was actually talking about this. Remember, Robert, in the car, when was the last time an 8th seed upset the first seed? And the last time it was 2012 though with Dallas Mavericks though. But you're right about Brooklyn though. Like it's just an unbalanced team right now. Like Duran's not playing the top of his game. Joe Johnson's not playing the top of his game, and it's ridiculous.
And now, going back to Budenholzer with the Hawks. Now, Budenholzer, coming from the alma mater, Greg Popovich, first of all. Can we be seeing another Greg Popovich maybe in the NBA? Because this is a Hawks team that I feel Budenholzer developed into the right Hawks team that it should be. He changed the state of the team. Because we go back late 2000s, we have Josh Smith in there. We have Joe Johnson over there. People like Mike Bibby with Atlanta, Al Horford. And now you look what Budenholzer did. He could really change, and maybe we might see the dynamics that Popovich has put into his system and continue with Budenholzer over the next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely true. It's like I call that the Jason Kidd effect. Look what he did. with Brooklyn. Then he went to Milwaukee. He made them a playoff contending team right now. So I definitely agree with Mike Budenholzer. Will we see another Greg Popovich? Probably not. Like we're gonna give it time to develop, because Greg Popovich created this dynasty with the Spurs. So the question is, will we see this dynasty with Atlanta though? So let's just give it some time and see how it goes though.
Yeah, especially with Popovich, you look at it. Are we ever going to see a coach develop late first-round picks again the way he did? He made players like Manu Ginobili into what they are. Kawhi Leonard became what he is.
Danny
Tony
Green coming
Parker,
from the
Danny
D-League.
Green. And I mean, what Popovich has done has changed the NBA in general. Popovich, I don't know how he does it. It seems that Father Time never catches up with his teams. These guys, he rests them, he plays them the right way, and they click. It's clicking. That's what Popovich does. His system clicks. And when you have a system where everybody's clicking together, you're going to win, especially with Greg Popovich. So probably one of the greatest coaches. I mean, I don't know if Budenholzer, maybe Budenholzer can come close to him, but I'm not even sure.
But we're going to give that some time, obviously, though.
Yeah, we have to give it.
We're not gonna rush it because he's coming off from last season to this season being at the top. So we definitely got to give it some time though before we can say there's another Greg Popovich, because Greg Popovich made a dynasty out of the Spurs.
And it'll be debatable if Budenholzer actually stays in Atlanta for a decent amount of time.
Exactly.
Because you never know if this was just a one and done team, a one year wonder.
Exactly.
So,
like we can't say for sure that Atlanta's gonna go to the finals because of that game off of Brooklyn. Like you just look at it like what just happened facing Brooklyn, facing this team that's not even all that together right now. So you definitely got to give it some time though before we can judge a conclusion that he's the next Greg Popovich though.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, congratulations to him though. Definitely a great achievement. Great achievement for the Atlanta Hawks.
Definitely deserved.
A team that has suffered before and a team that really needed this. Now we'll continue on with awards right now. I mean, it hasn't been announced yet, but obviously MVP candidates are going to be coming up. Obviously, frontrunners Steph Curry and James Harden. I mean, at this point, I'm sticking with Steph Curry still. No matter what, I'm getting the argument every day. James Harden, Dwight Howard was out this amount of time. Okay, James Harden, yes, he did take over for the Rockets team. But I still don't go with the way he scores points. Everything is from the free throw line, and that's not what I like. I like a guy like Steph Curry, a guy who embarrasses point guards, knows how to make the big moves, improves his team. Steph Curry's a guy, he's unstoppable. James Harden, I see him as a guy who is stoppable. James Harden, you put a hand to his face, you could stop him. Only thing he does is score free throws. So there's no big advantage over it, but I'm going with Steph Curry in my MVP race at this point.
Like you were saying, Chef has been cooking. Stephen Curry's been killing the game lately. He's been eating. Just like Brenda said, he's been eating though. But Stephen Curry, he's been doing amazing. Like, and he's only 6'3", not the biggest guy on the court either. But he plays so well though. And you're right with James Harden. Like he gets most of his points at the free throw line, and that is what I respect about Stephen Curry. He's able to create his own shot. He's able to shoot off the dribble. He's able to shoot. You can't leave him open. You can't leave him set. And so I really respect Stephen Curry though. And he got some help with Klay Thompson, but he led his team. Though. He stepped up and became this leader for his team. And that is what I appreciate about Stephen Curry.
Oh, most definitely. And he beat all his doubters, because we go back to his college days at Davidson. Nobody said he would make it the way he did.
Yeah, and on top of that, he had the injuries with his ankle over the past years, and he came back and became this amazing superstar. So I gotta respect that.
Oh, most definitely. And his shot, I mean, I was listening the other day. He hit 77 straight three-pointers in practice.
When I heard that was incredible. Charles Barkley said that there is no way that a player is able to make 33 threes in a row. He said Klay Thompson can do it, Stephen Curry can do it. But for Stephen, it just amazes me how a person can make 77 threes in a row.
And 94 out of 100.
And 94 out of 100. It's just that's basically free throw line to some people. That's incredible. That NBA three-point line is deep too. So that's just amazing how you just put yourself in rhythm to consistently make 77 threes in a row. It's incredible. I doubt James Harden can even do that, because James Harden, we already know James Harden. He's a great shooter though, but obviously he gets a lot of his points because he got create his own space to cross over, and he takes it to the lane too. He bullies people in the paint. Stephen Curry, he doesn't bully people in the paint as well as James Harden though. but he's able to finish at the rim too, just as well as James Harden, and that is what I respect about him.
Don't get me wrong though with James Harden. We have to give him credit. They did win 56 games.
Yeah,
this year,
without Dwight Howard.
Howard.
And on top of that, Patrick Beverly's injured too. So now you have Jason Terry
and Chandler Parsons. You didn't have on this team.
Yeah, so we give it to James Harden for that too.
It was a different outlook of a team, and you kind of see now. You're starting to see and visualize what OKC could have been if they didn't get rid of him.
But
that he was needed.
Yeah, but the thing is though, like if James Harden stayed on that team, he wouldn't have progressed to this superstar that we see now because he's coming off the bench. And on top of that, you have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant just doing their thing on the court. So,
but think of it this way: you put the Thunder this way. When you look at it now, let's take away all the trades they made this season. You had James Harden. You keep Kevin Durant in the starting lineup. Yep. Westbrook, Ibaka, and Perkins. Say you have that as your starting five. Reggie Jackson's your sixth man off the bench. And I think it would have actually worked over time. Don't get me wrong. Harden wouldn't be a guy that scores 27 points a game.
Yeah, like
James but he'll Harden, be a guy that's still putting up 18 to 20. I think Westbrook, him, and Durant could coexist.
I don't think he would have even put up 18 and 20 though, because Westbrook and Durant are always gonna be Westbrook and Durant. They're gonna be the two players taking the main shots. But James Harden, he could be that clutch factor at the end though, to hit those big shots in the end in the fourth quarter when it counts. So, but I think it was necessary though for him to go to Houston though to develop his game more, because you wasn't seeing stuff that he's doing in Houston for OKC. You wasn't really seeing him do as much crossover, go into the line as much. So it was also necessary for him to leave and go to Houston though to develop his game. And he tags along with players like Dwight Howard. Now he got Trevor Ariza, Patrick Beverly when he comes back. And then they picked up players Corey Brewer and Josh Smith. So this team, Houston's going to be something big in the future, though.
Almost.
Don't get me wrong.
I mean, it's going to be nice to see who wins MVP. I mean, it's going to be a hot finish at the end. We all know it's the voters' decisions, but I think it's going to be a really tight race at the end.
But obviously, me and you gotta go with Stephen Curry for right now, though.
Definitely do. But we just told you guys about Mike Budenholzer winning Head Coach of the Year. Awesome award for him in Atlanta. We just talked about the MVP race because in the next few days that award should be coming out. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Eastern Conference playoffs. Cavaliers playing the Boston Celtics tonight, looking to take a 2-0 lead. Toronto versus Washington. Toronto looking to even up their series versus Washington after a terrible start. But we'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
You're listening to WIC.